Greetings everyone, this is me again, Zahra Bizak. Quite tired, but I'm continuing. Please bear with me as I would be slow or something. So here again, back to these Surah Tawbah ayats and where I left off about Imam Hussein. Oh, okay. So I will be showing you how the polytheists were killed and or they had to embrace Islam. Right, and we have some, unfortunately, this was very heavy for my heart again to revisit again and again. It's very taxing to see how we were uh, deceived by this religion, and even Imam Hussein, who was my ideal, who I loved, but I admired a lot. I thought if you love someone, then you just become like that person because love makes you, makes you want to follow him in every breath, every step of the way. And I couldn't follow his mother, Fatima, as to be, because we take her as an example to follow. So trying, but I didn't succeed. So I had gone very far in, my mother was liberal, Shia, and all this, a liberal Muslim. So I got my education right from London, Pakistan, in the Western European schools, meaning local, but studying their syllable and their ways. So it was very difficult for me to be a true Shia Muslim. However, I admired my religion very much. So, okay, so it's been very difficult. So sorry, I have to leave this for now and see later on. But back to Surah Tawbah then, right? And not to bring you to Surah Fatayas. So fight against those who do not believe in Allah or in the last day. So this is also against the Ahl Kitab. So Muslims, have a look at this if you are liberal also, because there was someone misquoting this verse saying that fight them, because recently there's a live going on and I was invited to join that live, and I became sick of seeing how this modern Muslim person distorts this ayat, Surah Tawbah ayat 29. Fight those, he was saying, those who are fighting him. And that's not the way this ayat is. Excuse me. Right? So fight against those who do not believe in Allah or in the last day. Not those who are fighting you. Again and again, please don't let me repeat myself here. Something has made Muslims very admire their religion. I can understand those ayats which say the Jews and the Christians, Jews and Christians and Sabians and all, Quran ayat, are saved, they would have no fear. Surah Baqarah, ayat 62, right? So let me see if the screen, yeah, okay. I've got the screen right now. All right. So Surah Baqarah ayat 62 says, and please pay attention here, indeed those who believed and those who were Jews or Christians or Sabians. It means before Prophet Muhammad. Some Muslims say this, right? So there is this, some Muslims say, religious scholars and Quran experts, the ones Sunni Ahl Sunnah, from Ahl Sunnah, those among them, before Prophet Muhammad, those among them who believed in Allah and the last day and did righteousness will have their reward with the Lord, and no fear will there be concerning them, nor will they grieve. Islam is not a religion of peace at all or tolerance for other religions. But this ayat has come to be abrogated. This was an earlier ayat, it seems. Why it seems so? Because if you read some of the history, and you have to read the Islamic history, that Surah Tawbah came later. And why did Surah Tawbah come later? Because now Prophet Muhammad conquered in the conquest of Makkah, right? And what is this conquest of Makkah? So the conquest of Makkah existed or not? So there are many rhetorical, very eloquent Muslims, the conquest of Makkah, trying to portray their religion as very liberal, that, people, there's no punishment for apostates, and Islam gave rights to everyone. So this is the Shia account on the conquest of Makkah by Jafar Subhani. Besides being one of the greatest events of the history of Islam, the conquest of Makkah, the Shias also believe in this, throws light on the sacred aims and objects of the Prophet and his sublime morals. In this period of history, the good faith and sincerity of the Prophet and his companions with regard to all the clauses of the peace pact of Hudaybiyah, which was signed by them, really boils my blood now, becomes clear, and over against it, the perfidy and the breach of trust on the part of the Quraysh. Look. Look at this. Oh, God. Quite lopsided. Biased. What they have missed, even my Shias, it's really, I wish I had the heart to go on with this in connection with, but, I'll try and articulate, try to explain this. The study of this part of history proves the skill and prudence of Prophet. He conquered Makkah, made an agreement with the Muslims and the Prophet, the Bani Khuza'a. According to the peace pact of Hudaybiyah, the two parties were not to rise against each other and were also not to instigate the allies. So all this, right? The reason Muslims could make treaties, pacts with the non-Muslims, right? Okay, agreed? Instead of reading all this or even trying to get the main points out of this, I just really don't have the patience. I'm sorry about this. So the good part of this is from that the Muslims used to have treaties with the non-Muslims. They made treaties with the non-Muslims, and here you would say, let's examine this verse. Where is it again? In my notes. You see, the Muslims had treaties. So those who reach a people between whom and you there is an alliance, they did have treaties, alliances with non-Muslims, who maybe lived far away. Because taking from pieces, I don't know if I can, but let's see. The Message movie that I saw a long time ago in my childhood. They went to Ethiopia, to an Ethiopian Christian, to take, I don't know if it's written in the history or not, but I guess it is if it hadn't been correctly portrayed in the movie, the message, then the Muslims would have objected quite aggressively to remove this picture, right? Even like that. So you would say, oh yes, they had alliances with other people. So how great was that, right? This is that they are tolerant towards other religions, or who come to you, their hearts shrinking from fighting. You're fighting their own people. And if Allah had pleased, He would have given them power over you, so that they should have certainly fought you. Therefore, if they withdraw from you and do not fight you and offer you peace, then Allah has not given you away against them. Right? So two things. One point is that the Muslims had an alliance with the people, non-Muslims. So that is really good, right? Very peaceful, tolerant religion. So how can I show you? I'm thinking that he wanted to wipe out, at least take over Makkah and also Yathrib, Medina, the ones near to him. So showing very superficially that the Muslims have alliances with non-Muslims, but who could they be? So we're not told. Now I'll have to go to the tafsir of Surah Nisa, ayat 90. Surah Nisa, ayat 90, tafsir. Let's see if we can find out in the tafsir. And I'm like this, so the exception here does not relate to the injunction that they should not be taken as friends and supporters, but to the injunction that the believers should seize and slay them. What is meant is that if a hypocrite takes shelter among an unbelieving people with whom the Muslims have an agreement, which unbelieving people are this, is what I want to find out. But it only, let's see whether that will come. No, it's the end. So you see, it doesn't explain in detail. Unless it be such of take refuge. Now this is the ayat of Surah Nisa. Let's see Ibn Qadir. Unavailable here. So this is what I have right now. And maybe you are a Muslim who has read a lot of books on your sources, Islamic sources. So it doesn't say what kind of unbelievers. Who were they? Whom the Muslims had a treaty with at this time. It means now that the conquest of Makkah has made it the abode of Islam. Emigration from there was no more obligatory. This rule related to the period of time when emigration was considered to be a precondition of anyone's faith. During those days, anyone who did not emigrate despite having the ability to do so was not taken to be a Muslim. But later on, the injunction was abrogated. And now, this mode of emigration has ceased to exist. It means that emigration no longer remained a prerequisite for being Muslims. However, if a Muslim lives in a non-Muslim country where he cannot fulfill his religious obligations, it is incumbent on him to emigrate, if he has the means to do so. Muhammad Taqi Usmani. There remains, however, another form of hijrah which has been identified in a hadith of Sahih al-Bukhari, where it was said it means that hijrah not in the sense of abandoning one's homeland, but in the sense of abandoning one's sins, will continue to exist until there remains the time to repent. Allama Aini, the commentator of al-Bukhari, has said about this hijrah, this later means hijrah, means the abandonment of sins. This subject also finds elucidation in a hadith of the Holy Spirit, where he is reported to have said, it means that a mahajir, emigrant, is one who emigrates, hajara, abandon, leave, from everything prohibited by Almighty Allah. Al-Mirqat, Volume 1. The discussion appearing above tells us that technically the word hijrah is applied in a dual sense. And then I have to go to the Shia. Tafsir ibn al-Qasir. Censoring the companions for disagreeing over the hypocrites who returned to Al-Madinah before Uhud. Allah criticizes the believers for disagreeing over the hypocrites. There are conflicting opinions over the reason behind revealing this ayah. Imam Ahmad recorded that Zayd bin Thabit said that Messenger of Allah marched towards Uhud. However, some people who accompanied him went back to Al-Madinah. And the companions of the Messenger of Allah divided into two groups concerning them, one saying they should be killed and the other objecting. Allah sent down, then what is the matter with you that you are divided into two parts about the hypocrites? The Messenger of Allah said, she, Al-Madinah, is Taiba, and she expels filth, just as the billow expels rust from iron. The two Sahihs also recorded this hadith. Al-Awfi reported that Ibn Abbas said that the ayah was revealed about some people in Makkah who said they embraced Islam, yet they gave the support to the idolaters. One time these people went out of Makkah to fulfill some needs and said to each other, if we meet the companions of Muhammad, there will be no harm for us from their side. When the believers got news that these people went out of Makkah, some of them said, let us march to these cowards and kill them, because they support your enemy against you. However, another group from the believers said, glory be to Allah. Do you kill a people who say, as you have said? Just because they did not perform hijrah or leave the land, is it allowed to shed their blood and confiscate their money in this case? So they divided to two groups, while the Messenger was with them and did not prohibit either group from reiterating their argument. He did not prohibit either group. Thereafter Allah revealed. So he was waiting for what Allah had to reveal to him. Then what is the matter with you that you are divided into two parties about the hypocrites? Ibn Abi Hatim recorded this hadith. Allah said, Allah has cast them back because of what they have earned. Meaning he made them revert to and fall into error. Ibn Abbas said that Arkasahum means cast them. Allah's statement, because of what they have earned, means because of their defiance and disobedience to the messenger and following falsehood. Do you want to guide him whom Allah has made to go astray? And he whom Allah has made to go astray, you will never find for him a way, meaning there will be no path for him or way to guidance. Allah's statement, they wish that you reject faith as they have rejected, and thus that you all become equal. Means they wish that you fall into misguidance so that you and they are equal in that regard. So there's a fear now, right? These people want you to become unfaithful. Means they wish that you fall into misguidance so that you and they are equal in that regard. These are hypocrites, right? Okay. This is how. This is because of the extreme enmity and hatred for you. So you would fall into disbelief, and these hypocrites are planning in other ways like this. Okay, they don't war, they're not aggressive, we're told, but they are like this, to make you leave your religion, Islam. Therefore Allah said, so take not awliya from them till they emigrate in the way of Allah. But if they turn back, if they abandon hijrah, as Al-Awfi reported from Ibn Abbas, As-Sudi said that this part of the ayah means if they make the disbelief public. So some say, like, if they make the disbelief public, combatants and non-combatants. Allah excluded some people, except those who join a group between you and whom there is treaty of peace. So kill them, right? Where's the rest of the ayat? You will find others that wish to have security from you and security. So then where's that ayat where you have to kill them? And who do you kill? Where's that part? Explaining tafsir, right? Kill those. If you even, like the hypocrites are those who will not fight you. So on one hand, they will not fight you, but they will try to come in a nice way, say that, make you come in this, leave your religion, Islam. Those are very dangerous ones, right? Okay. Now we can go through this, honestly, go through it. I'm just giving you guidelines. Now, sometimes in detail, I would love to explain it in detail so that your eyes would open to this hypocrite. And maybe the Muslims would not, some of them can become really aggressive and start to falsely accuse us. Okay, so there's this fear, right? And this is the fear where multilingual Quran, it says, where does it say? Fight those near you. At that time, it was very important that you fight those near you. Surah Tabai. And I'll go to multilingual Surah Tabai. Fight those near you. O you who believe, fight those of the disbelievers who are near to you. 1, 2, 3. Okay. See, if I had gone to multilingual Quran and not remembered, it would have taken me a long time to search this ayat. 1, 2, 3. Oh God. 1, 2, 3. So now you have that fear also that these people, at that time Muslims, the onset of Islam, you would say, then it's all changed. Don't worry about it. All has been changed. Right? O you who believe, fight those of the unbelievers who are near to you and let them find in you hardness. And know that Allah is with those who guard against evil. When conflict becomes inevitable, the first thing, so they gave you the conflict. Here we're told, when conflict becomes inevitable, like unavoidable, the first thing, and this is a conflict, not a war, but you have differences, you have conflicts within the disbelievers of that time and the believers. There are conflicts. When conflicts become inevitable, the first thing is to clear our surroundings of all evil and destroy its power base. The last portion of this verse refers to taqwa, to safeguard oneself against evil. You see? The last verse? Guard. So you've got to guard yourselves against evil with full awareness of Allah's laws. Generally, it applies to all the pious believers, but in view of that which has been stated in the commentary of Al-Baqarah 2, Al-Baqarah verse 2 and 177, and Al-Imran, Surah Al-Imran, ayat 138 and verse 119 of this surah. A particular group of muttaqeen has been singled out in this verse. The Quran is a guidance only for the pious, and for others it is a narration, as has been said in verse 2 of Al-Baqarah and 139 of Al-Imran. So what happens? You have to fight. Why are they eating up these words of the Quran ayat? Hindu UB fan, hello. Welcome. So what happens? Safeguard oneself against evil with full awareness of Allah's laws and fight those of the unbelievers who are near to you and let them find in you hardness. So what happens now? Fight them, right? Who are around you, because when conflict becomes inevitable, very dangerous for the Muslims of that time. They've killed earlier on, they've killed wherever they find. So please don't get by these satanic people telling you that Islam is such a great religion, tolerant. No, it's not at all tolerant against evil at that time. Never was it tolerant in the inception time, right? So when are you told that it is tolerant. When was Islam tolerant? This will be very, very hard for those Muslims who are still debating and saying that Islam, shouting out Islam without even looking at the verses properly and deeply. Very hard for the ears of those Muslims. Even the moderate Muslims claiming to be moderate and not representing, when at the inception of Islam, what were you told? Fight, 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 fight. Finish the evil from around you even. Because there's a fear. Conflict, when you've killed these people, polytheists, right? This is this religion is so scared. Like, no. You see that it is based on taqwa, that no evil should prevail. So you go on killing the evildoers. Where there's a conflict, because these evildoers, these disbelievers are evildoers. And we have to rid Makkah of these evil practitioners of gods and goddesses, idol worshippers. And look how you're oh my God, that debate, oh my goodness. How you lie through your teeth and then blame us for what? Distorting the Quran ayats to God knows fit our agenda, badnaming Islam, when it's not like that, it's not like that. This is your way of finishing evil people. Evil from to kill, to fight them until what? Here it's fight. Okay, not kill, you will say. What evil are they doing? Since there was a past conflict and since you're killing, you're told to kill, or polytheists, if they become Muslims, then please let them go on, leave them, leave their way. They become Muslims. And what are polytheists? You've got to clear your surroundings of this, because you're going to have, perhaps they will come back and attack you. And as for those in whose hearts is a disease, it adds uncleanness to their uncleanness, and they die while they are unbelievers. So don't worry, they will die while they are unbelievers. This is regarding something here, 1 to 4. And whenever a chapter is revealed, there are some of them who say, which of you has it strengthened in faith? So we're told they even mock and they are sarcastic and all that. Then as for those who believe, it strengthens them in faith and they rejoice. So we as Shias were not allowed to mockingly go to the Sunnis, even fellow Muslims. Oh, but we were not Muslims. Now that's a very clear fact in in reality, Islamic reality, world also. And as for those in whose hearts is a disease, it adds uncleanness. Okay, and do they not see that they are tried once or twice in every year, yet they do not turn to Allah, nor do they mind. And whenever a chapter is revealed, they cast glances at one another. Does anyone see you? Then they turn away. Allah has turned away their hearts because they are people who do not understand. Certainly a messenger has come to you from among yourselves. Grievous to him is you're falling into distress. Excessively solicitous, respecting you. How did he respect you? If he was so excessively solicitous, respecting you, he's badnamed you. And if he was so ardent, full of ears to listen to you, there's another ayat. He's full of, they say you are full of ears, listening to them. Quran ayat. Many other jinns and men they say this messenger, they say you, O Prophet, right? Or messenger. They say our hearts are veiled against you, calling us deafness. That you are, where's that ayat? Say, O Prophet, I will take. Will I take any guardian other than Allah? No, he's full of ears. Where's that? Anyways, guardian, and they haven't given me the. Where's the ayat? They start from when? He's full of ears, I think. Surah Baqarah ayat? Where? Surah Anam? Can't find it. Those who. Where is it full of ears? So it's not an interesting live stream today. They say you, Prophet, are full of ears. Wait a minute. There's another point that our hearts are veiled. Say, O Prophet, will I take any guardian? Does this mean waliyakum? Surah Anam ayat. Say, O Prophet, I will not take any guardian. Waliyan, right? Say, is it other than Allah I should take as a protector, creator? So, believers you've taken as other than Allah as a protector? Say, is it other than Allah I should take as a protector? Okay, Surah Maida at 55. Oh, creator of the heavens. Some other thing has come up, a contradiction I can see. So since I couldn't find that hadith, that ayat, sorry, Quran ayat. Oh, let's read this. Say, is it other than Allah I should take as a protector, creator of the heavens and the earth, while it is He who feeds and is not fed? Look at the comparisons he puts. Allah has put here. Say, against these people who take other than Allah as protectors, right? Say, O Muhammad, indeed I have been commanded to be the first among you who submit to Allah and was commanded, and do not ever be of the polytheists. See the injustice against the polytheists. So you may want to protect this religion. Go ahead, do it by all means. Hook. But let me also, I have the right to show you where I have been deceived, to share with you. I feel I've been deceived. And I have been going through this, and it is nervous shock and these things which maybe you don't care about, the Muslims. Religious crisis and all this, what it does. And when you find out someone, how grave the matter is, it could make you sick. So, things like that. Maybe you don't care at all. See, Muhammad, okay, so protector, say, is it other than Allah I should take as a protector? Creator of the heavens and the earth. So he's again used the creator of the heavens and the earth, Allah. So I cannot take any other than Allah as a protector, waliyan. Say, is it other than Allah I should take as a protector? Creator of the heavens and earth. Then, what happens? Against his wives. Who will be his protectors? Allah, not only Allah, mind you. So which ayat number is this in Surah Tahrim? 4. See, if you both turn to Allah, so indeed are inclined your hearts to turn to Allah, right? Not against Allah. So, even as a Shia, when I was reading this ayat, I was like, the hearts are inclined. That's why the Sunnis say, perhaps, why you say bad things to Aisha and Hafsa, the wives involved here. If you take the tafsirs. Without the tafsirs, you would not know who these wives of Prophet Muhammad are, their names and all, but you just know that they are wives of Prophet Muhammad, 2 wives. So if you both turn to Allah, so indeed are your hearts inclined to turn to Allah. Well, even the Sunnis say against Allah. But if you back up each other against him, then indeed Allah, He is Mawla, is his protector. Now from Waliya to Mawla, it comes from this root word, protector, right? His protector, Wali. There it says protector, his protector, and Jibrail. So you will say here along with Allah, but there what does it say? His protector Jibrail and the righteous believers and the angels. After that are his assistants. Right? Do you see anything wrong in this? Maybe you don't. Say it is other than Allah, I should take. No, he's taking with Allah protectors. The Creator. Here it seems that the Creator Allah is enough against the mushriks, who they take, because it's mushrik here, who do they take as protectors, worshipping them? The words used. Can they harm you? Can they benefit you? And when it comes to harming and benefiting, he uses idols, gods other than Allah. Conveniently. See, such a clever person. And where is that where Aka Mehdipuya says, angels and prophets, that ayat also? No. Is it in the commentary section? The prophets and angels should not be worshipped or called upon, or what? You see, this Quran's ayats are in a mess, and everything is at stake here. You don't see this biggest hypocrite, this biggest deceiver that I've seen. You must, even if truth is against yourselves, your mother, your father, isn't that ayat there in the Quran? Say it is other than Allah I should take as a protector. So this is not other than Allah. Right? You will say that. In Surah Tahrim, ayat 4, because Allah has brought what? Authority down. And told you. Right? Right. Let's see. Creator of the heavens and the earth, while it is He who feeds and is not fed. Now tell me, angels may not be feeding, Jibrail may not be fed. Angels may not be fed. Allah feeds them. But who is being fed in this ayat? The righteous. You can't deny that. The righteous of the believers. Contradiction comes in. Protector. Allah the Creator is not enough. And fed, who feeds but is not fed. And protector, if I take other than Allah. Then why the righteous believer here taken as protector along with Allah? And there in that ayat, but the righteous of the believers is also fed by Allah. So taking those wordings, bring out those wordings. And see if it was fair to the polytheists to use such wordings here. No. While it is He who feeds and is not fed. Meaning, what is it meaning? Allah the Creator is enough to protect me. He who feeds me while He is not fed. In this way, He really cares for you. So this, look at this, right? Please have a look at this. There are contradictions against the polytheists. The way the reasoning is given here, while it is He. What is the reasoning? That only He can be the protector, because He, while it is He who feeds and is not fed. Now this is against the mushriks to poison you. Poison your mind. Don't go for their idols. they take awliyas, men, they take stone idols to worship, they take jinns to worship, right? But I've taken now righteous believers to protect me, along with Allah. Allah first, then Jibreel, but on the same level. And moreover, the angels will assist him. This is like a great war. Indeed, I have been commanded to be the first among you, therefore, who submits to Allah and was commanded, do not ever be of the polytheists. So what if I take other or, okay, so you see this very, very cunning way calculating that you would say that why can't I say, is it other than Allah I should take as protectors? Okay, you would say it's other than Allah. But there it's along with Allah. I understand. But look at the other creator. Against mushriks, he says creator. You use originator, father. It's not khalq azim. He's the originator. No. Here it's originator, father of the heavens and the earth. While it is he who feeds and not he is fed. What reason does he use? That I don't take any other than Allah as my protector. What more reason? Not only the originator of the heavens and the earth, but also because he is the one who feeds and is not fed. Pay attention. This is the reason given to you. Another condition, that he is fed, not fed, and feeds. He feeds and is not fed. He feeds and is not fed. What a great Allah. Of course, he's the greatest, right? No protector other than Allah. Or it is other, say, is it other than Allah I should take? Protector, my waliyan. You got it? But where's the reason here? Another reason given. First, or is it other than Allah? This Allah who is the originator of the heavens and the earth. Well, it is. What's the second reason given here? So, even if now you're told in the Quran ayat that with Allah is Jibreel, the Mawla, meaning protector. Does it mean guide? Or does it mean wali and protector? Does mean everything that waliyan means. Guide, protector, friend. Open to interpretation. And then, who feeds and is not fed. But what have you taken here? Along with Allah though, one who is fed, right? Righteous of the believers. It's a man. It's men. The ones who are righteous of the believers. And the righteous among the believers or of the believers. or the righteous, let's see, the righteous and, okay, it says the righteous and believers. So some have put it this way. So is protector and Jibreel. Allah is there, okay? Don't worry, I'm not deceiving you or trying to escape, or very simple words, and very simply I'm showing you, although I'll be making mistakes, I'm not that eloquent to explain and things like that. So I will come again and again to show you. Then, and, so it says, and the righteous, and believers. But the Shia say, and there are translations which say, righteous of the believers, and the righteous of the believers, among the believers. But here it says, and the righteous was Salihin, was Salihu, righteous, and the righteous, no, but here it's and Jibreel. So there's another problem, mistake we have here. And then, and the righteous believers. Acha, it's like, sorry, I got it a bit wrong here. It's quite difficult sometimes to read like this Arabic English translation. Sorry, the English translation of the Arabic word by word is the protector and Jibreel and the righteous believers. Okay, this is what the Shias would also say. Yeah. So I'm wrong, I correct myself. It's not and the righteous and the believers. Okay? Get it? I got it wrong. But please see this, that I can correct myself here. But this, they can't afford, Allah cannot afford to make a mistake. It should be clear. When you're saying something against the polytheists, make sure you put that in detail. Because the righteous believers, they are fed by Allah. And yet now they are made protectors of Prophet Muhammad against the two wives, if to be precise here. Okay? So the reason given there in that ayat against the mushriks is crumbles, falls apart. Because he has made, along with him now, protectors. Along with this originator of the heavens and the earth. But one of them, righteous believers, or many, whoever are the righteous believers, are fed, are human beings. By Allah, fed by Allah. So it's a wrong reason to put here against the polytheists. Please see this, mushriqs, mushriqeen, polytheists, isn't it? Now, he cares. So I'm not going to go back and forth, but this ayat in itself is very complete and shows you clear. But it's it's not just for the polytheists. If you use it against Surah Tahrim ayat 4. Now he's very, very ardently desirous of your welfare, right? It hurts him, grievous. He's so desirous that he has used Allah, that he's shy to tell you to leave. I mean, he's supposed to give you company. As long as he's there with you. It will help you a great deal. His company is to be sought. O you have believed, do not enter the houses of the Prophet except when you are permitted for a meal, without awaiting its readiness. But when you are invited, then enter. And when you have eaten, so he invited you and he fed you. Now you've eaten, disperse without seeking to remain for conversation with him. Can you believe it? So after the food is served, you leave. Eaten, okay, you've eaten. After the food is served, you eat and you leave. Okay. No, it's not okay. This is not okay. But there's more not okay. Indeed, that behavior was troubling the Prophet. Someone tells you, I really care for you, night and day. What does it mean, excessively, ardently caring for you? Surah Anam ayat. Where is it? It's not Surah Anam. Where is it? He's ardently desirous of your welfare. Here, Surah Tawbah. Sorry. 1. Certainly a messenger has come to you from among yourselves. Grievous to him is you're falling into distress. Excessively solicitous, respecting you. What has he done? He's told you, you people don't know. Allah has to tell you every step you take, that when you are invited, then come to his house, and then when the food is served and you've eaten, you filled your belly, then leave. He really respected you, Muslims. Some of you Sahabas don't know. Excessively solicitous, respecting you, the way that translation of that ayat is put. But when you are invited, then enter. And when you have eaten, disperse, without seeking to remain for conversation. And this is such bad manners of you, Sahaba, some of you, who remain for conversation, that indeed that behavior was troubling the Prophet. Now those poor Sahabas didn't even know that it was troubling the Prophet. You would say such bad manners, such thoughtlessness, that they didn't know. It was thoughtlessness because they didn't know that it was troubling the. Now this is a Prophet, public, for the public. Right? He should be available for you. What do we say? Huh? We have 3 Babul Hawayaj, Shias, 12 Shias. The doors, whose doors are open. What is Babul Hawayaj? Oh, it's the way, it's not whose doors are always open, but who give you your wishes come true. Babul, the gate of Hawayaj, fulfiller of your wishes. Ali Asghar, 6 months old, martyred in Karbala. Hazrat Abbas, Babul Hawayaj, martyred in Karbala. And Imam Musa Kazim, Imam Musa Kazim, the 7th Imam of the 12 Rishas. Bab al-Hawaj. Okay, it's not whose doors Bab is always open. But the Bab where you get all your wishes fulfilled. The door, you mara, immediate where you reaches their door and your wishes are fulfilled. Right? And could there be that his door, whose doors are always open for you? Allah's doors are always open for you. Why would you choose him? Who eats, drinks, marries, finds women attractive. God tells him, now stop it. Okay, but go for what your right hands possess, even if you find them attractive. Like, okay, right hands possess, find them attractive, you go for them. But now not in marriage. What kind of a Allah is this, even? Stop. Right? And you're choosing him to be your prophet. Allah has chosen him to be your prophet. Indeed, that behavior was troubling. That was troubling the prophet. And he's shy. But he's excessively troubled, grieves him to death, and he's excessively solicitous of your welfare. Would he insult you people like this? Some of the Sahabas who just remained behind for a conversation after having eaten. Meaning, even when, when your stomach is full, I have to go. They weren't even going to their houses. They wanted the company of, I have to go. Eat and go. Sometimes as a friend, I would, like if I invite my friends, and the special friends I love, I said, no, stay on. But here we're told it was the night he was marrying Zainab bin Josh, but it's for all generally now. After that, you're not supposed to do this with the Prophet now, troubling him. It troubles him. Very sensitive, very shy Prophet, I tell you. After wedding night also. But it says that, when you're invited to his house for dinner, just eat and leave because it troubles the Prophet. How sensitive, how shy, how he gets troubled because you stayed on. Because a friend of yours stayed on after having the meal. And you can't say, out of politeness. We thought this was good manners, like. We are good hosts, right? So if the guests come and we want to go out, we can't even say that, sorry, we need to go out. So next time you can come over. Let's say they came uninvited even. A great host, we say. And what do the Hindus say? When a guest comes to your house, he's like God. So we had this in our culture that we would be shy. Or at least if someone comes, then the person who's serving them and for whoever they've come, they have to remain there. If we're going out. It's rude to say, So, you're the host. And the guest has come. It's rude to say no to a guest. And this one is troubling him. Just because some Sahabas remained after having eaten in his house. Choose a prophet whose doors are always open, who doesn't get troubled, and who can come up to you and say, sorry friend, today you need to leave. But it's not like make it a rule. Because another time you can come. We can sit after dinner and talk. Doesn't have to be also made a rule. Why is it troubling him? What have you done to him? This is bad manners. Be'adabi. Bad manners. What kind of a prophet have you chosen for yourselves? And this Allah has chosen for you. There are better people. Eastern, West Arabs, good hosts. Let's say if it was like it was troubling his wife, or he had children. He only had, Fatima was married to Ali and all this. Goodness. He's a family friend. He's a family person with many children now and all this. But it's troubling him. You should say, the Quran ayat should be that those men who have many wives, who have children, when you go to their houses, but he wants to he wants to put these Sahabas down. Respecting you? Respecting you? My goodness. What's the ayat? Forgotten. No, it doesn't go to. What's the ayat? 129? Yeah, he's the Lord of the throne, you see. So Surah Takwir ayat also, that's Allah. 27. Okay, I just want to see the exact, another translation of this, 128. I wish I could even guess properly, but I can't do that. So 128, Quran.com. So certainly has come to you a messenger from yourselves, grievous to him is what you suffer. He is concerned over you. Okay, concerned is the word used. To the believers, he is kind and merciful. How kind and merciful is troubling him that you are not going after having a meal in his house, and he feels troubled. And to the believers, he's kind and merciful. He understands you. He respects you. It doesn't say respects you, does it? Who is ardently desirous of your welfare and is tender and merciful to those that believe. Allah, 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 Allah. And it yet troubles him that after you've had eaten, disperse without seeking to remain for conversation. That's all. Indeed, that behavior was troubling the Prophet, and he's shy of dismissing you. Out you go. But Allah is not shy of the truth. So he's shy of the truth. He's shy of showing you his real feelings inside. That's what Allah says. But Allah is not shy of the truth, because he's not shy of revealing Prophet Muhammad's true feelings inside of him. That's the sign of a hypocrite. A slight double face. Like, okay, you would say, Sometimes it happens to me, that I've been polite and I refrain from telling others. It would be rude, right? Yeah. So this is where I learned, yeah. But to be honest and tell your friend or to tell the person, rather than after 3, 4, 5, 6 days, it comes back to me and oh my God, no. And again, the person is doing it. One day you'll say, look, you're wrong. I've had enough of you. I've tolerated you. Keep tolerating. Your lies, your deviations, your God knows what. Today I've come out like a ex-Shia now. But as a Shia also I made that for, we tolerate what you said against Sunnis, against Shias in Pakistan. And then one day comes when you're killing, and then we get up and we say, we have to do something about this. We cannot remain polite with our fellow Muslims anymore. But Allah is not shy of the truth, and when you ask His wives for something, ask them from behind a partition. Now the rule has come. That is purer for your hearts and their hearts. But Quran only people would say, well, I don't know when it came. Surah Azab is one of the later surahs also, but you would not know, the Quran only people, maybe. No, the Confederates and all this Surah Azab. Yeah. Oh, this is Surah Tawbah. No, this is Surah Azab, sorry. So for something, ask them from behind a partition that is pure for your hearts and their hearts, and it is not ask them behind a partition. Don't read the tafsirs, don't read that false story. Wonder why this came out now. That is pure for your hearts and their hearts, but his heart was not pure. There is a story behind this. Why now this rule has come, and it is not conceivable or lawful for you to harm the Messenger of Allah. So, yeah, don't harm the Messenger of Allah, whereas you didn't even know. Maybe before He allowed you to have a conversation with Him, after if you've eaten in His house, maybe not, I don't know. So it's vague. Okay? And for you to harm the Messenger of Allah or to marry his wives after him, ever indeed that would be in the sight of Allah an enormity. So He can't have you marry his wives after him. Better run from this prophet. He's not a true prophet. Means after him, who will take care of the needs of his wives? Like Aisha was very young. And he's ardently desirous of your welfare, and it hurts him. And this. Grievous to him is what you suffer. Concerned over you. Your guidance perhaps only, what he's concerned about. Not your needs, not your marital needs. Now, Mu'mineen, not the marital needs. Mu'mineen, you are high in your control of your desires. Right? But if you do any lewdness openly, you will be doubly punished. And he can refuse who he likes and go for which wife he likes. He's been given that freedom. The messenger, the prophet, can refuse who he likes. Please have some regard for human desires, wants, even if they are Mu'mineen. You are so heavily into this, like Islam has given you. What has Islam given you? You only see what Islam has given you, made it easy for you, believers, to marry your adopted son's wives. Like that will take you, no, because Allah cares so much that the adopted son's wives, if they divorce, if the adopted son divorces his wife, who is going? Well, if there's no one else, the father-in-law who has adopted his son can marry his adopted son's ex-wife. You can't find anyone else. Allah cannot find anyone else. Okay, you can say in this case for this period of time, but no, it is made easy. This is Zainab bin Josh, she was high-born. So Muhammad married her because Muhammad the Prophet. The Prophet can refuse any woman he likes. Woman. Right? Quran. I mean, this is a male dominating. We need some females to come up and debate. Muslimah. Care to debate, care to discuss, care to see. Men are the caretakers of women? No. The Prophet can refuse any woman he likes. Where's that? Surah Nisa ayat or, O Prophet, indeed we have made lawful to you your wives to whom you have given their due. Right? And those your right hand possesses from what Allah has returned to you of captives and the daughters of your paternal and aunts, and if she gives, wait a minute. Indeed, we have made lawful to you your wives to whom you have given their due compensation, and those your right hands possess from what Allah has returned to you of captives and the daughters of your paternal uncles and the daughters of your paternal aunts and the daughters of your maternal uncles and the daughters of your maternal aunts who emigrated with you, and a believing woman if she gives herself to the Prophet, but if the Prophet wishes to marry her. This is only for you, excluding the other believers. We certainly know that what we have made obligatory upon them concerning their wives and those their right hands possess. But this is for you, in order that there will be upon you no discomfort. So for the believers also they can marry and another one, you can delay from your wives whom you like, refuse any woman. So this, and another one, you can delay any of your wives, that other one. You can delay any woman or wife, is it? Oh, wives, though you are not, oh God. It is up to you, O Prophet, to delay or receive whoever you please of your wives, but not for the believers. You, O Muhammad, may put aside whom you will of them. Put aside them. Or take to yourself whom you will. And any that you desire of those wives, those from whom you had temporarily separated, okay, there's no blame upon you in returning to her. That is more suitable, that they should be content and not grieve. So you can return to them. And that they should be satisfied with what you have given them, all of them. And Allah knows what is in your hearts. But this part, you may defer whom you will of them, or you may take to yourself whom you will. You desire of those whom you set aside. No, wait a minute. Whom you will, and whoever you desire of those whom you set aside, then there is no blame upon you. That is more suitable, that maybe cool their eyes. So now you're going to cool their eyes after separating from them. Now go and cool their eyes. He's ardently desirous of your welfare. You may defer whom you will of them, and you may take to yourself whom you will. This is, okay, so you'll say this is a very just prophet. He can go to 10 days to Zainab bin Josh, 2 days to Aisha, defer. What is this? Let Sauda be for some time. She relinquishes, but she's not asked, because you may defer. You have authority to defer and to take whom you like. Go to whom you like. He's ardently desirous of your welfare. And you want to protect him, and you want to, no, sorry, this cannot be my prophet. If you want to protect him, but don't go killing us and harming us. And if you want to have discussions and debates about him to defend him, you can have your debates to defend him. But thank God he's gone. Because the poor Ummul Mu'mineens, whom he will, you can will to defer. Right? Would that be fair to them? Whom he wills, he can defer. No. So this, and where else was I supposed to go? Human rights, Ummul Mu'mineen's rights. Ask yourself, why would he do this? Why is he told by Allah to do this? You may defer whom you will of them. Doesn't even say why. That's why Aisha said that Allah rushes to fulfill Allah, O Apostle of Allah. And I really want to take that, because this, O Apostle of Allah, Allah rushes. Allah beckons to you Allah rushes to fulfill your wishes. And you say, why not Aisha? Desires or wishes? And many points, if I find, like he's ardently desirous of your welfare. But you love them, they do not love. Like you cannot guide those whom you love, O Prophet. What's the use of that love then, of the Prophet? You've put love at such a low level. The statement of Allah the Most High, you, O Muhammad, can postpone the turn of whom you will of them, your wives, and you may receive whom you will, and whosoever you desire of those whom you have set aside, her turn temporarily. It is no sin on you to receive her again. I used to look down upon those ladies who had given themselves to Allah's Messenger. And I used to say, can a lady give herself to a man? But when Allah revealed you, O Muhammad, can postpone the turn of whom you will of them, your wives, and you may receive any of them whom you will, there is no blame on you if you invite one whose turn you have set aside temporarily. I said to the Prophet, I feel that your Lord hastens in fulfilling your wishes and desires. Your wishes and your desires. Not the wishes and desires of others, but yours and yours alone, because you are the Prophet and you are in the boundaries. Of course, you're not going to go beyond the boundaries of Islam, but only set for you there were no boundaries until Allah revealed, which is in Surah Azab, that you can no more marry those women nor exchange them, even if you find them beautiful. Allah finally set some boundaries for Prophet Muhammad about his marrying, getting married to women and exchanging wives for other wives. Or exchanging other wives. Find out what that is. Maybe it's exchanging wives with other men's wives with his wives. Until when the Surah Azab ayat came that now no one can marry his wives. Before that, he was exchanging wives, his wives with other people's wives. After his death, no one can marry his wives. No one can marry his wives. But maybe he was divorcing them. That's okay when he divorces them. I don't know. Ask these questions. Human rights violations. I said to the Prophet, I feel that your Lord hastens in fulfilling your wishes and desires. Sahih al-Bukhari 4788. Men are coming up, dawah men, to say that this perfect dawah. There's another one, modernist Islamists. So you put you cover this up, cover this up. No, this is regarding Surah Azab ayat 51, Aisha has narrated. This has got to be a true hadith from Aisha. And if it's not, then I would say it. That what kind of justice is this? The right given to Prophet Muhammad to do such a thing in Surah Azab ayat 51, this part. Okay, not the way Aisha. I would say yes. But Aisha put it in the best words, if this is from Aisha. I said to the Prophet, I feel that your Lord hastens in fulfilling your wishes and desires. And what are those people's desires who came, Sahabas? and who wanted to linger on with him in conversation with him after eating. It was troubling him. Troubling him? Isn't he all ears at all times? The Prophet is all ears, they say. Anytime, I tell my friend, anytime you need me, I'm there. You can call me at 3 in the morning. May I get up for your phone call? And then, you see, this, a normal friend, when I was so when I was younger with my friends, you can call me anytime, don't worry, 2 a.m. It's okay. And of them are some who distress the Prophet, saying, he is all ears. Tell them, he listens for your good. He listens to you or to Allah for your good? Okay, look at the way it's put. Okay. Surah Tawbah again, Ayat 61 we're going to. Surah Tawbah Ayat 61. So that I don't forget, I'm becoming, before 61, senile, completely mad, lose my mind completely. Surah Tawbah Ayat 61 says, and among them are those who abuse the Prophet and say he is an ear. This is abuse, like. If they abuse the Prophet, they would be killed there and then. I read a narration, I forget where I read it, maybe Allama Majlisi or somewhere, that when someone insulted the Prophet, Imam Ali took the sword and killed him. And this is year 2000 now. I went down and told my father, I went to my father, and he said, well, that's a good thing Imam Ali did. And among them are those, I was like, what? And among them are those who abuse the Prophet and say he is an ear. Hurt, not abuse. Okay. And among them are those who hurt the Prophet, and they say he is all ear. Say, an ear of goodness for you. Lakum. He believes in Allah and believes the believers. Sunnis will get up, mara, yani. Oh, Shias, what are you saying? Ummul Mumineen, Baba, look. I have to tell them, don't come towards the Shias like that. Stop. I put my hand on. Go to Surah Tahrim. What 2 wives did to him. Why you say against that Sahaba, Umar bin Khattab? Go look. If you pen and hadith, if not Quran only people, when you find the ayat, who raised the voice like in the presence of Prophet Muhammad? Okay, you not want to know? If you raise voice, you're ruined. Believers, don't do it. There were believers among you against Aisha. You remember Surah Nur ayat? There were people among you, Muslims, who did it. Spread the rumors, false rumor against a wife of the Prophet. No. But here it's not the Muslim noteworthy. It's the believers who obey him. What the Shias are going to say. Ali Abu Dhar al-Fari. Who else is there? Bilal. Who else is there? Like that, right? When they were with Prophet and at the time of Imam Ali, very faithful to the Ahl al-Bayt also. Ajr Salat this. Surah 42, Ayat 23. Loving kindness to his family members, who are chosen, by the way, the ones who are chosen. But loving kindness to all, actually, you should. No, you believers are, I think, told that you not to look at who is a non-Muslim or like that, but who is giving you a challenge, you look at and kill them. And among them are those who abuse the Prophet and say he is an ear. What this means? One who believes everything he hears. Okay. No. So, yes. So, say it is an ear of goodness for you. I thought it was like, he gives you an ear. Like if you say, you are all ears, means you listen to your friend. You are a listener. You listen to people's problems, one who is in distress, their distress and all this. You listen. See, it is an ear of goodness for you. Right? So he listens to you. He gives you time, this, that, his time. And he doesn't say that I'm troubled. He says, trouble me. Yeah, American song came out by 10,000 Maniacs, a band. Trouble me, disturb me with all your might. I have shoulders for you. Like in our old times, our grand aunts would never say we're busy. I don't know when they did the work, when a married one took care of her children, this, that. Her door was always open for me. My other single aunt, her door was always open. They would never tell us we're busy. So this. And he's a prophet. And we're told he is supposed to give you that ear. He is supposed to listen to your grievances because it grieves him. He's ardently desirous of your welfare. Surah Tawbah ayat coming, remember? 128 or what? Right? That I'm forgetting now. 128, I think. And believes the believers. And is a mercy to those who believe among you. Right? You know what mercy is. Don't cut it down. Later on, going to Surah Azab ayats. Human rights. Please bring them up. You know, a human right, what do you call that? Upholder is what? A caretaker is what? You know how much Sister Gertrude worked? We don't know. For how many years? She left Germany. You know where and how Dr. Four worked in Pakistan. She made the Marie Adelaide Leprosy Center. She came from Germany too. She dedicated her entire life to the leprosy patients in Pakistan. Her main center was in Karachi first, I think, right? Yes. From there, she's gone to which mountains, to where, the nooks and corners of Pakistan. This lady, German lady, where the family members even had closed and deserted and put somewhere these leprosy patients. I don't know how they used to get their food even. She went there to those, get them out. They were locked in, totally ignored or abandoned, put in some, room somewhere. Do you want that kind of a prophet or this prophet? So he gets troubled so easily. Surah Azab I showed you. And yet, and then, oh my God, don't. He's very sensitive. And those who abuse the Messenger of Allah, for them is a painful punishment. All right. The Messenger of Allah, for them is a painful punishment. What did they say? Let me see. And among them are those who abuse the Prophet. Now, alms are for the poor and the needy and those employed to those in bondage. Allah is ordered by Allah. For the wayfarer in the cause of very good ayat, Muslim. Don't deny that. They swear by Allah to you, Muslims, to satisfy you. But Allah and His Messenger are more worthy for them to satisfy. Again, if they were to be believers. So here he puts it, he uses Allah to say that has faith in the believers. How many believers are there for Shias? Sunnis think many. So how to decide? We'll decide by the Quran ayats. If I can show you, if I cannot decide by the Quran ayats, show you how many believers were there and were they not even told? These believers, they don't know how that you should leave. It's troubling him. Would you want to trouble the messenger? Those who even believe in the Sahabas, can they ever imagine their Sahabas troubling the messenger? Think about it. They swear by Allah to you to satisfy you. Muslims, they swear by Allah to you to satisfy you. But Allah and His Messenger, I'm not swearing by Allah. But I should actually, to save you Muslims, I should be swearing by Allah now. Or God, or the divinity. Because I've got to get you out of this. These are not the high standards that a prophet, who I thought was my soul's physician, ever ready to come to me. Right? After Allah, of course, He's the one who brought these verses for our own good. Signs of Allah. Right? So how much more would He do? He must come out of His... He must come for me when I'm in trouble, in my troubled times. Like the Christians called Jesus. He must... Ya Rasulullah. Ya Rasulullah. After Allah. His messenger are more worthy. Allah and His messenger are more worthy for them to satisfy. Acha. In what way? What is the word here? Please you. You know where I got him? Please you. They should please Him and His messenger. More right that they should please Him if they are believers. They swear by Allah to you to please you, and Allah and His messenger have more right that they should please Him. Right? Allah and His messenger have more right that they should please Him. So when they were pleasing the Muslims, they swore that they swear by Allah to you to please you. To please you. I hope your Ashiqane Rasulullah and Islam, because you can't find a better religion maybe, or better human rights, what do you call them? Oh, who is he going pleasing? Swearing. Huh? He's acting like just those disbelievers. Oh Prophet, why do you prohibit what Allah has made lawful for you? Seeking to please your wives. Mardada. Please your wives. To please your wives. And there you're told, these disbelievers, they're saying he's all ears and they're making fun of him. And so, no, he's ears for good. And they just swear to you Muslims to please you. In order to make it pleasing you what is. Now let's see this ayat again. They swear by Allah to you to please you. Who swore by Allah to please his annoying wives or something? Here. O Prophet, why do you forbid what Allah has made lawful for you? Is it to please your wives? Yes, God, it is. Don't you know that? Look at this Abul Ala Maududi translation, not to show any disrespect, but Allah is most forgiving, of course. This shows that, sorry, excuse me, my stomach is growling, I need to have breakfast. This shows that in this case the Prophet, proper breakfast, not snacks. This shows that in this case the Prophet had not made a lawful thing unlawful because of a personal desire, but because his wives had wanted him to do so. His wives had wanted him to do so, so he made it unlawful for himself and only in order to please them. Here the question arises, why has Allah particularly made mention of the cause of making the thing unlawful, besides pointing out the act of prohibition? Obviously, if the object had been to make him refrain from making a lawful thing as unlawful, he could be fulfilled by the first sentences, and it goes on. It really gets weird. It gets worse, perhaps. I don't want to read that. Is it to please you, your wives? And it was. Allah has already ordained for you the dissolution of your oaths. So this second ayat tells me that he swore on Allah. He took an oath, seeking to please his wives. And what are those poor disbelievers told? Or you are told, taking the example of the disbelievers, they swear by Allah to you Muslims to satisfy you. But Allah and His Messenger are more worthy for them to satisfy. Should he go pleasing his wives, going against the command of Allah to the believers? In Surah Maida at 87. And you see, a very clever person. Right? You look at this. When he himself has not come up to the standard, he's telling, now here Allah, he's telling you that these disbelievers who mock at Rasulullah and say he's all he hears and they hurt Rasulullah, this is the way they hurt Rasulullah. By mocking him and all this, right? And being sarcastic. They swear by Allah to you to satisfy you. Actually, it's not pleasing you, but satisfying you. But Allah and His Messenger are more worthy for them to satisfy. Now another word is used here. Now pleasing is not used here, mardiya. You're the You're the You're the What is it? Yeah. Liyurdukum. Dukum. To please you. This satisfy you. Dukum. Do they not know that whoever opposes Allah and His Messenger, that for him is the fire of hell, wherein he will abide eternally? That is the great disgrace. So some people say that here opposition would mean that Allah will take care of you, them, these people who oppose Allah, who hurt His Messenger. Allah will take care of them in the great fire of hell, Jahannam. Don't worry, the hypocrites are apprehensive lest a surah be revealed about them, informing them of what is in their hearts. Say, mock as you wish. Indeed, Allah will expose that which you fear. What did Allah expose in Surah Tahrim ayat 1 and 2? What did Allah expose in Surah Azab ayats? Adoption. Oh, he wasn't a prophet. Sunni say. Right? Allah will expose that which you fear. Actually, Aisha said he feared if any surah that he didn't want to be revealed was Surah Azab. Anything's in Surah Azab. Exchanging his wives, God knows what. Attracted to women. The hypocrites are afraid. No, it's actually you. You are so afraid. And if you ask them, they will surely say, we were only conversing and playing. Say, is it Allah and His verses and His Messenger that you were mocking now? Yeah. Make no excuse, you have disbelieved after you believe. If we pardon one faction of you, we will punish another faction because they were criminals. Please tell us which faction you will pardon and which faction you will punish. How do you punish the criminals? The hypocrite and men and the hypocrite women are of one another. They enjoin what is wrong and forbid what is right and close their hands. They have forgotten Allah, so He has forgotten them. Indeed, the hypocrites, it is they who are the defiantly disobedient. Allah has promised the hypocrite men and hypocrite women and the disbelievers the fire of hell, wherein they will abide eternally. It is sufficient for them. And Allah has cursed them. And for them is an enduring punishment. Now, enduring punishment? That's all? Have you forgotten? Are we on? Which ayat are we on? Oh, Surah 9. You disbelievers are like those before you. They were stronger. Enjoying portion with this word, you will be the losers in the year after. Don't worry. Yeah. Has not reached them the news those before. These are examples given, right? Enduring punishment in the hellfire. Allah hath promised the hypocrites, men and women, and the rejectors of faith, the fire of hell. Therein shall they dwell. Sufficient is it for them. No, it's not sufficient. For them is the cause of Allah and an enduring punishment. Curse them, they abide forever, and the disbelievers, fire of hell. Remember, hypocrite men and women, right? Please, if someone tells you, Muslim, tries to tell you this, never, never, never has it been that the hypocrites were punished. But you know what he does here in Surah Azab? He puts in, with the hypocrites, ones whose hearts is a disease, and the rumor mongers. So that you think, okay, all these hypocrites. No, it's not that the fire of hell is enough for them. From Surah Tawbah, it's no. If the hypocrites and those in whose hearts is disease, and it's not these who spread rumors, who are hypocrites, and in whose hearts is a disease. Please see. If they do not cease, meaning if the hypocrites do not cease to be hypocrites, are you shocked? So take time out, please, and have a good look at this. Do not desist. So it's telling you these hypocrites, you might think, have misrepresented this ayat. You might think that the hypocrites are those who spread rumors. That's not the way this ayat is even translated in English or put in Arabic. If not do cease the hypocrites and those who in their hearts is a disease, they do not stop, and those who spread rumors. Not that these hypocrites do not stop spreading rumors. But if they do not stop being hypocrites, that's what the ayat says. Look at it. Closely examine this ayat. You see, otherwise, how would this ayat would have come to you? It would have come if these hypocrites do not stop. If these hypocrites and those in whose hearts is a disease do not stop spreading rumors in the city. It's not like that. Or even if, no. See, these hypocrites and those in whose hearts is a disease. And you say, oh, the hypocrites, they do all these things. They don't go back to Medina. They don't do hijrat with Rasulullah. They've said they've become, in Makkah, they've become this. But, right. So you take all the ayats of hypocrites, Zahra, No, no, no. You know how you've been deceived. I will not take all those ayats. It hasn't defined what kind of hypocrites these are. Just says munafiqun, hypocrites. And it says, do not stop here, cease, which makes you think that they've joined those who spread rumors, to spread rumors, to do great harm to Islam. Okay, but let's stick to one point, that these hypocrites who do great harm to Islam are not spreading rumors, but they are in their own way. They can't be put in this category, spreading rumors. And those who spread rumors, and in their hearts is a disease, cease in doing what? These hypocrites. Cease in doing what? These in whose hearts is a disease. Joining those who spread rumors? What kind of hypocrites are these? Muslims who don't want Islam's good, right? Maybe hypocrites are, or from the politics, no, from Muslim hypocrites. In the city of Yathrib, Medina, it says here, do not cease in what? Doing what? I looked at the previous ayat. O Prophet, tell thy wives and daughters, and they should be known as such. No. And those who annoy believing men and women undeservedly bear on themselves a calumny and a glaring sin. Those who annoy Allah and His Messenger, Allah has cursed them in this world and in the hereafter, and has prepared for them a humiliating punishment. And those who annoy believing men. Okay, so you would think if they, now, then it comes to the wives or what? O Prophet, tell thy wives, daughters, and believing women, and they should such as not be molested. So cover over their persons when the jalbab, right? Then it comes, I don't know why it's gone to the wives, what it would make you think what these hypocrites are. Those in whose hearts is disease. Referring here to those who commit adultery or fornication. So, your people have worked it out. If they do not stop adultery or fornication, and if the hypocrites, what kind of hypocrites are they? I don't, no footnote here about the hypocrites. In these translations I've chosen in English, translators. So, what happens here? We will surely incite you against them. Huh? So whoever of a Muslim tells you that the punishment for such ones is not there. Islam was very, very kind, very merciful. Accursed wherever they are found, being seized and massacred completely. At least not for the apostates, but the hypocrites. And those in whose hearts is a disease. Those who do fornicate and do adultery, if they do not stop, and those who stir up sedition in the city, desist not. We shall certainly stir thee up against them. So you will be stirred against them. They were stirred against them, so I thought they are accursed wherever they are found, being seized and massacred completely. Now these hypocrites were not, and in whose hearts is a disease, were not fighting you, but they were doing something like fornicating. And these hypocrites were told doing harm to Islam or what, I don't know. But these are, and the scandal mongers in Medina do not desist from their vile acts. Really? What does the ayah say? Just cease. Just stop. It doesn't say vile acts. It just says if. Do not cease. The hypocrites and those in their hearts is a disease, and those who spread rumors in the city. We will let you overpower them, then not your neighbors therein except a little. They will remain. Here it is not here. They will remain your neighbors therein except for a little. Right? Then, if you're going to tell me that there was great tolerance for evil, hypocrites, diseased hearts, no, I will not believe you. Okay, about the evil rumor mongers, but still, I would say, accursed, wherever they're found, being seized and massacred completely. They're just spreading rumors against whoever. Right? You Muslims are told to go and find them and completely massacre them. And they're not fighting you. It's not war. But you need to seize them, find them. No, you need to find them, seize them, and massacre them completely. This is the established way of Allah with those who passed on before. This is the way of Allah, but not only hell for them, eternal or something, their abode is, their hell is. But you will be incited against them. Why can't you see these ayats? Then will they not be able to? We shall certainly stir thee up against them. Does say certainly? But Allah just says, get up against them. Overpower them. We will let you overpower them. Let you overpower them, then not, and then. So, are you hiding these things? Why are you hiding? At that time it was okay, because it was just the inception. He took Yathrib, made it into Medina. How many times I have to tell you? Come to Surah Asharayat. Why is this modern? Why are you liberal Muslims? Huh? What are you doing? You are lying through your teeth. You are with the hypocrite. This hypocrite. Look. Don't lie. It is he who expelled the ones who disbelieved among the people of the scripture from their homes at the first gathering. You did not think they would leave, and they thought that their fortresses would protect them from Allah, but the decree of Allah. What are you? Oh, you're saying that. Oh, I just went to a live stream. I really felt sick. But I know the Muslim man, Daniel, he was winning. Came upon them. You say, oh no, these are not apostates. You can kill them. Destroy their houses. They destroyed their houses. Allah cast fear into them by their own hands and the hands of the believers. So warning of people of vision. and by the hands of the believers. The believers have broken the houses of these dwellings by their own hands and the hands of the believers. So Allah first cast fear, but then used the hands of the believers also in their own hands to destroy their houses, expelling them. And what else is there? And if not that Allah had decreed of them evacuation, expelling them, He would have punished them in this world. This is how He went through the believers, right? And the punishment of the fire, the hereafter and the fire. Both. Please see this. And that is because they opposed Allah and His Messenger. Now opposition, big word, wide. And whoever opposes Allah, then indeed Allah is severe in penalty. So here, Surah Hashr ayats, why are you forgetting? Oh, I don't know what you people are doing, depriving people. You saw at that time, human rights. Now it's modern Islam. So now I have to speak. Oh, that's because they opposed Allah and His Messenger. But at least say that Islam in its inception at least was like this. Very, very harsh. Cruel in their eyes. Wherever you opposed Allah and His Messenger, but they are not Muslims. But they have to oppose the Allah and His Messenger. And they are in Yathrib. And he made his house, he made God knows what, he took fadak from them, he took 5 from them. And now he's expelling them. Please tell me, these were Jews. They thought, okay, in the beginning maybe like he had me becoming a Shia, the ulamas, or my parents, my family, thinking how great Shia Islam is. But now I want to leave it. I left it. Seeing Surah Ahzab ayat 37, Surah Nur ayat 33, about the prostitution compelled. God can't write that sentence properly. But what if they don't want to become, they allow to? Then it would be allowed. So don't leave these things open. When you say you be chaste, it's such a no fornication, you'll be lashed and slashed and God knows what, beheaded for things. I mean, for other things also. Now, shouldn't the Yathrib people, they were Jews. So even if they left Islam, they want to leave Islam, they're opposing Allah and the Messenger. Can't you read between, and also read between the lines, please. They had to go in the fortresses. They won't fight you in the battle, but behind ramparts and closed fortresses, walls. They're so scared. So why are they scared? They're cowards. So if they won't fight you in the battle, don't go after their houses and fortresses. And this is not even your Yathrib, it's not Medina, not your birthplace. Leave. No, they had girded they won't let him leave. No, they let him leave. And then what happened? Conquest of Makkah happened, right? So Surah Fat ayats. The Badouan said, please, we are busy with our family and what not blames on them. And then you will get so many booties, spoils of war. Twice Allah is repeating Himself about the spoils of war. Blaming the Badouans for saying that little. So now what happens? You see, they wanted to remain Jews perhaps, or they wanted to become Muslim, they wanted to become Jews, leave Islam. They wanted to go back to their religion. Jews of Yathrib. What happened to them? Surah Hashar. But some are the good ones. Does it say that the good Jews, that is because they resisted Allah and His Messenger? Of course they're going to resist Allah and His Messenger. Opposed. Shaku. Okay. Whatever you have cut down, palm trees or left standing on their trunks, it was by the permission of Allah. So He would disgrace, defiantly disobedient, they're called. Exaggerations. And what Allah restored of property to His Messenger from them, you did not spur for it. Oh, He believes in you. He believes in you, believers. Or are those Sahabas, what did the Shia say? Or I don't even agree with the Shia. Those were definitely polytheists, Sahabas. And you did not spur for it. Any horses or camels, but with your hands you used to cut the trees. And you used your hands and some tool to break the houses. But Allah gives His messengers power over whom He wills. And Allah is over all things competent. So Allah has given the messenger His power. 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 Yusallitu. What is this? Now it's power. There it's Allah and the angels send Salli. Power of prayer or something. Right? Allah gives power. What? Please, Arabs. What's this? Power. Okay, Sallitu, it's like prayer. Power of prayer. To messengers over whom He wills, and Allah is, or on everything, all powerful. And what Allah restored to His messenger from the people of the towns, it is for Allah and for the messenger and for his near relatives, and for orphans and the needy and the stranded traveler. These are not non-Muslim Jews, so that it will not be a perpetual distribution among the rich from among you, and whatever the messenger has given you, take, and whatever he has forbidden you, refrain from. What Allah has made lawful for him, He forbids himself, seeking to please his wife. So, and here we are told this, that now whatever the messenger gives you, take it, and whatever he refrains and forbids you from, refrain from it. Forbids you, refrain from. For the poor emigrants who were expelled from their homes and their properties, seeking bounty from Allah and His approval, where does it say, these Jews are really good, they can stay? We are tolerant Muslims. Islam is tolerant for these Jews who want to stay in Yathrib. And is it even called Yathrib? So if there is a ayat there, the Jews and the yes, there's a ayat, are safe. Those who believe in Allah, no trouble will befall them, nor will they grieve, nothing, they're safe. Even if there were 2 Jews there in Yathrib, you've made it Medina. How tolerant, how fair, how just you are. It's Yathrib for them. Can they call it Yathrib anymore? No, they can't even call this city Yathrib anymore. It's Medina. He stole that city from them. He stole it. The name, everything. Okay? Enough. I think I have to take a break now, definitely. It is very... any questions? Thank you again. God bless you much. Your country, your people, your friends. Hindu UB fan, thank you for being here. You want to maybe protect me, guard me, I know. You must be caring for me. I mean, although I've lost trust in people, and there is a share for those who came after them, saying, our Lord forgive us and our brothers who preceded us in faith and put not in our hearts any resentment toward those who have believed. Ayats everywhere for the believers, against the disbelievers, even if your father, mother do not. What does this tell you? And how could that modern Muslim? Huh? Surah Mujadila. Tell me, 2 Jews there remaining, or 5. Could they have the Yathrib back? No. It's Medina city. It's Tayyib. Good. No filth should come there. You get it? Or you still don't get it? You will not find people who truly believe in Allah. Truly. And you will not find a people who believe in Allah and the day the last, loving those who oppose Allah and His Messenger. Right? Now what is oppose here? Even if they were the fathers or the sons, you will say oppose, meaning war? War against the Prophet? No. Fighting? Fighting against Prophet? How fighting? How opposing? Look at the words used here. Acha, you're going to do this with me. Acha, I will do this. Surah Tawbah, ayat 23 and 24. What does it say? How great tolerance. O you have believed, do not take your fathers or your brothers as allies if they have preferred disbelief over belief. And whoever does so among you, then it is those who are the zalim. Even if you are believers and you are faithful, but out of humanity maybe, look at that. Those ayats are not given here in the Quran. No. Okay, but let's say your father is not well. But what would you say? Are you going to say here that your brothers as allies, awliya? Like this awliya is such a high stage. Right? But is there a ayat to be nice with the disbelieving fathers? Please. Okay, don't take them as awliyas, but live. Is there an ayat which says, live peacefully, take care of your father, even if he is a disbeliever, he's chosen disbelief. He's preferred disbelief over belief. But look how he puts it, allies, here. And you know what? This is not along with Allah, right? So this is a low category of allies. But does he care so much to say? Does Allah care so much to say that you can help them? Did Allah take time out to reveal that ayat to him? Where? Be kind to the disbelievers? Have I missed it? Be kind to the disbelievers? Quran ayat. O believers, do not take disbelievers as allies instead of the believers. Instead of the believers. Would you like to give Allah solid proof against yourselves? No. Surah, okay, we'll go to Surah. Wait. Surah Mumtahana, I know. Any other ayat here? O believers, fight the disbelievers around you and let them find firmness in you. And when it is said to them, believe in what Allah has revealed, they say, we believe in that which was revealed to us, and they deny what is besides. But the thought, maybe I'm not, Allah does not forbid you from being kind and just with those who do not fight you because of the religion and do not expel you from your homes. Okay, very good, yeah. This is the one, Surah Mumtahana. And you will say this is not abrogated. Yes, Allah does not forbid you from those who do not fight you because of religion, and do not expel you from your homes, from being righteous toward them and acting justly toward them. Indeed, Allah loves those who act justly, right? So you took that ayat, Surah, someone, take Surah Tawbah ayat 29. Because here it says, you cannot fight those who do not fight you. So what does it mean in Surah Tawbah ayat 29? That, oh, you've assumed that they were fighting you. Look at how deceiving it has been. Oh, no, again. So you take this ayat to be general like the Shias would take. Allah does not forbid you from those who do not fight you because of religion and do not expel you from your homes. Polities, who did they kill? After giving them 4 months to leave, even those who did not break a treaty, unless they become Muslim, right? Even those were supposed to be killed if they remained in Makkah, in that place, with the Muslims. So those who did not expel you, but you're even expelling and killing those who did not break a treaty with you, you would, if they would not run away from, leave Makkah or accept Islam. Surah Tawbah. And to make it very easy for you, Allah does not forbid you from those who do not fight you because of religion. So, from being righteous toward them and acting justly toward them. Fight those, you are told. Fight against those who do not believe in Allah. What? Criminals? Okay, somewhere in the ayat you may see, you may have been told that those who do not believe in Allah are mujrim, but you can't put each and every one of them in, who do not believe in Allah as mujrims. Can you? Of that time? No, you can't. Even of that time. Even of that time. Fight those who do not believe in Allah. You say, are they mujrim? You can take another ayat and say, these who do not believe in Allah, mujrim. You know what is a mujrim? Criminal. Adulterer, those in whose hearts is a disease. Hypocrites, God knows. Mujrim. Let's take mujrimin. Fight those who do not believe in Allah and in the day, Yawm al-Akhir, the last day, and not they make unlawful haram. Okay? What Allah has made unlawful. So all the things you see, these are all the conditions, right? They make unlawful what Allah has made unlawful. Meaning, the Christians are allowed to have pork. The Christians cannot. It could be something as small as this. But here now, Surah Maida, pork is haram. Pork is haram. Eating swine, pig flesh is haram. On such a little thing. Why exaggerate it to something like fornication, adultery, having girlfriends, boyfriends, secret lovers? But fornication and adultery is not allowed in Christianity. Jesus has said those who go towards, even take a step in their hearts, they have attraction for another person's wife or what? It is adultery in the heart. It is what is the adultery of the heart? Jesus Christ. Just check that, right? In the Bible, New Testament. So, come to the lowest points, where the Christians have not made unlawful what your Allah has made lawful. It doesn't say your Allah, but you know what I mean. What Allah has made unlawful. Islamic Allah, right? Allah has made unlawful and His Messenger. And not they acknowledge the religion of truth, Haqq. So like this, meaning Islam. So now what is the criteria? Either this verse is in contradiction with Surah Mumtahana, Ayat 8, or Surah Mumtahana, Ayat 8 has to be abrogated. Some Sunnis would say it's abrogated. Right? Those Muslims who say that ayat was abrogated because this ayat. Or it will be ever in contradiction with that ayat. Even taking the conditions. So it boils down to not being Muslims. Finally, very cleverly put. So these conditions they make me laugh at and get my blood boiling at you people for saying that this religion is tolerant. It allowed the Jews to stay in Yathrib and to keep their city's name. But it's not even allowing the Christians to have pork. Look, they make, and those that make unlawful what Allah is now made unlawful. So that's why Allah has made unlawful, and His Messenger, both, and not they acknowledge. So they have to obey this Messenger, your Rasulullah, Islam. There is the Prophet of Islam. What a great injustice you will be doing. What a great injustice to say that this was from its inception a tolerant religion. And true, where the ayats, Surah Mumtahana, 8th ayat, true. No. That's just false, fake, hypocritical ayat to deceive you people. Peace and just and this, you see? No. From the very inception, even though there are seemingly tolerant ayats and all this, earlier on, they are not. And even if they are Madani ayats, let's say you say, Surah Mumtahana, fake, because this ayat contradicts that ayat. If that ayat should then be abrogated. This is the last surah, right? Not Surah Mumtahana. And even if I don't know which was the last, or no, you can tell a little bit after a little bit of, looking at it. Even if you're Quran only people, you can see that something is not right. Then Surah Mumtahana, it says. And then how do you compromise? You compromise on a lot of things. Their rights, being killed, being fought, paying the jizya. It's not like they made unlawful, they made lawful for them seeking to please their wives when the revelations are coming to them. What Prophet Muhammad himself has done in Surah Tahrim. Don't lie. What self-interest? And the Quran is in a mess. And you want your children and all to accept these messy ayats. Unclear, not perfect. What Allah said is a perfect book then, all this. Moreover, right? You don't want to give this junk to your children, saying it's a perfect book from the all-knowing, perfect, explained in detail. And then what? Until they give the jizya willingly. Please, if you bring this in case and say Zahra willingly gave in to her rapist. Why? Because her rapist applied force on her, so she had to willingly give, because she didn't have a knife. It was such a force, she didn't have a knife. She couldn't fight against her rapist. So she willingly, if you willingly do something, what happens? She willingly, the victim Zahra rape, willingly gave into a rapist while they are humbled, right? Like while I was being humbled, I willingly, they give in, paying the jizya. Oh, you are really not being fair to me. How could my will be involved? And then you say, submit your will, be a Muslim, submit to Allah. You don't know what a will is. And it doesn't say submit your will. It just says submit to Allah. So according to Islam, now we should have a different definition of will. Right? Willingly. While they're subdued. Please, who are you kidding? Or this whole. So your definition of will be? Willpower. You submit your will to Allah. No, it doesn't say submit your will. It says submit to Allah. But Allah wills. Allah has a will. Inshallah, when Allah wills. If Allah wills. Right? So if Allah wills, you know what will means then. And here you don't know what will means. If a person's will, if you're putting force on a person, making him pay the jizya, who were given the scripture. So fight those who are given the scripture and make them pay the jizya, and it's written willingly, while they are subdued. Saghirun, humbled, made small. Saghir is small. Sughra. Saghir is small, right? So here it's put as made small or subdued, humbled, belittled. Yeah. Saghir is small. So Dr. Ghali's translation, although I don't take his translations often, I don't think that. Okay, but belittled. Oh, while they are belittled. Look at this. Yes. You see this? This is the proper word for the saghir. Oh my goodness. Great religion. Please don't. I just don't have words. Why do you want to do this, right? To us. Put words. When you learn, when you're studying medicine, you have to use the right words. If you use something else for something, don't use the wrong words. Be precise. You will be taught. And then in law also, the language of law is different than how we speak in English. Normally, the language of law is different. So please use the right language. How will you write as solicitors in UK or a Western world? At least I know about UK. How will you do your drafting and all this? You have to be precise. And this Allah can't be precise. Please. Why would you want to do this to us and you children and Angrez, the Western Angrez, English people, Britishers? They will say, pay the tax, and until they pay the tax, okay. Here it doesn't say willingly. Look at this. Abdul Halim has even eaten that word. Obey the rule of justice until they pay. Oh, look at his messenger forbidden who do not obey the rule of justice. Obey the rule of justice. Maybe you took this ayat and you've kept taking this ayat, translation of this ayat, who do not follow the rule of justice. Yes, because and those who were given what deen haq is, this rule of justice. Deen haq, deen al-haq. Is this the rule of justice? How you are deceiving your people by misusing the words in translations. Those poor English people, when they didn't have the Quran.com, and even I, who is a non-Britisher, non-English person, could be deceived by these English translations, not seeing how Quran.com gives it. Even if I had the transliteration in the Quran, missing it, because it's not like this word by word. It is not even a proper, it can't put a proper sentence. It's pathetic. And what's at stake in this ayat? Fight those. And you would put rule of justice for deen haq. Be precise. And this is your Allah. You can't put a proper sentence, meaning willingly, Yadin, while they are belittled, subdued, belittled. You know what is belittled? While they are littled, belittled. To belittle someone, unimportant. To feel, depreciate, downgrade, play down on, trivialize, run down, minimize, mock, ridicule, deride, dismiss, scorn, criticize, condemn, censor, abuse, malign, revile. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, Hindu UB fan. God bless you again. All the best, your family, your country, your people. I need to go take a break, really. Thank you so much. All the best. Please choose to be honest, truthful, and leave this Allah who can't even make sentences, can't even put the right words. In the common law, he would fail in the courts. Thank you so much.